Good day, tech readers. Today we're discussing one of the most highly anticipated products of the year, probably the leading Android phone in the world at the moment, and that's Samsung's Note 8. Samsung originally pioneered the big screen phone category with its phablet, the original Note, and the Note 8 is no different. It's the biggest screen phone that Samsung makes, the S8 being 5.8 inches and the S8 Plus being 6.2 inches. This one is 6.3 inches, so marginally bigger than the others. It has the same infinity display where the screen appears to wrap around the edge of the phone. I personally find that a little irritating. When you're picking the phone up, you're constantly making contact with active portions of the screen, which is a little irritating, but most people seem to enjoy it. It's slightly more square form factor than the S8. It looks a little bit more business-like in that way. And in truth, that is the target market for this phone. It's a complete powerhouse, but only if you're actually going to use all the high-end features of the phone. One of those features is the S Pen, which is a lot smarter than in previous models. You can do a whole lot different things with it you couldn't do before. The thing I found most interesting is that you can now color in, which is great for when you're sitting in waiting rooms and you need to de-stress. You can now get coloring in books that come on the phone, which is great, and you can color in with the pen. Other than that, the pen is also used for fast sharing, that kind of thing. It has a dedicated Bixby button. Bixby is Samsung's own voice assistant, much like Google Now or Apple's Siri. But unfortunately, Samsung's starting a little bit far back in the race for that, and they've got quite a long way to catch up. I found the dedicated button more of an irritation than anything else. I kept striking it when I didn't need to, and I really didn't want to use Bixby, so eventually I found a way to turn it all off. Your mileage might differ, and Bixby certainly is improving all the time. One of the features we specifically didn't like about the Note 8 was the glass back. We find glass back phones to be extremely fragile, and for a workhorse phone like this that you're going to be using all the time, you're going to be using it on the go, you're going to be taking notes, whipping it out, we find the glass back to be extremely fragile. In fact, if you look closely, you'll see we've had this phone for 2 weeks. We haven't dropped it, we haven't crushed it, we're taking careful care of it, and despite that, cracks are appearing in the back. That might be our mishandling of the product, but of course, as I say, we haven't dropped it. Nothing untoward has happened to it. So that just speaks to how fragile glass back phones really are. Presumably you'll have yours in a cover. Your mileage might vary. Otherwise, you've got a veritable powerhouse here. We've got 6 gigabytes of RAM. That's an extraordinary amount of RAM for a phone. That's more than many PCs have. And you have dual cameras on the back. One is the telephoto camera and the other is the wide angle, as you've seen before. And they're now both optical image stabilized, so you get great images under almost any conditions, including low light. So that's another bonus. They come in 64 gigabyte, 128 gigabyte, and 256 gigabyte models. One of the other disappointments of the package was the headset that's supplied with the phone. Samsung has acquired one of the serious headphone makers in the market, and it now supplies these high-end AKG earbuds with the phone. Unfortunately, we were very disappointed with the overall sound quality of these. We thought they were very shrill, and really we deserved a lot more bass, which would really have upgraded the quality of this overall package. The price, take a deep breath everybody, somewhere around 17,000 Rand to start with the new Samsung Note 8, but a powerhouse phone at the top of its game.